All right, we are on page 97 in chapter 13. We're taking our time this time, and we are on line 57. So I'm going to go through and translate 57 through 86. Dies mensis primus calendae nominatur. The first day of the month, genitive, is named passive calendae. So calendae is just the proper name for the first day of the month. Dies primus mensis Januarii dicitur calendae Januarii. Is dies anni primus est atque initium anni novi. Dies primus, the first day of the month January, is called calendae Januarii. So calendae January, of January. It is the first day of the year and also the start of a new year. Okay? First day of the year and the start of a new year. Die primo mensis Julii calendae Julii nomen est. Okay, this is a dative of reference. So, the first day of the month July has the name calendae Julii, so calendae of July. It is dies anni medius. It is the middle day of the year. Dies tertius decimus post calendas idus nominatur. Dies tertius, the 13th day after the calendas is named the idus. So the 13th, or it's also the 15th. The 15th or the 13th day after the first day of the month is called an Ide. Idus Januarii dies tertius decimus est post calendas Januarias. The Ide of January is the 13th day past the calendas of January. So calendas is accusative because post. Item, similarly, idus Februarii dicitur dies tertius decimus mensis Februarii. Similarly, the Ides of February is called or is named the 13th day of the month of February. But idus Martii dies est quintus decimus mensis Martii, nam mense Martio, etem Maio, Julio, Octobri, idus non dies tertius decimus, sed quintus decimus post calendas est. But the Ides of March is the 15th day of the month of March, both genitive. For in the month of March, similarly May, July, and October, the Ide is not the 13th day, but the 15th, but is the 15th after the calenda. So some months have a calenda that's the first day of the month, but then some months have an Ide that is the 13th day of the month or the 15th day of the month. You'll recognize the Ides of March as a prominent Roman holiday that, well, doesn't celebrate the death of Caesar, Julius Caesar, who was murdered by his cabinet and his senate, but that's one of your famous things you probably learned about in history. Dies nonus ante idus dicitur nonae. Nonae Januarii, dies quintus Januarii, nonae Februarii, dies quintus Februarii, nonae Martii, dies septimus Martii, etc. Okay, dies nonus, the 9th day before the Ide, is called the nonae. So this, don't be confused, the nonae is not the 9th day of the month. It's the 9th day before the 15th or the 13th day, which means the nonai Januarii is the 5th day of January. The nonai Februarii is the 5th day of February. The nonai of March is the 7th day of March, etc. Okay, so they named certain days of the month. And if I had to make a guess, I haven't done any research on this, it's to designate days of celebration. Because everyone knew what the nonai was, what the ides was, instead of saying, oh, let's do the 15th of the month, let's do the ide instead. Dies octavus ante calendas Januarias, qui digitur ante diem octavum calendas Januarias, est dies anni brevissimus. The 8th day before the calenda of January, so the 8th day before the first day of January, which is called ante diem octavum calendas Januarius, which is called before the 8th day of the first day of January, est dies anni brevissimus, is the shortest day of the year. Brevissimus dies anni. Ante diem octavum calendas Julias dies anni longissimus est. Before the 8th day of the calenda Julias, so before the 8th day of the first day of July, is the longest day of the year, genitive. So we have the shortest day of the year is this winter solstice, and it's 8 days before the first day of January. And the summer solstice is 8 days before the first day of July. Ante diem octavum calendas Aprilis, id est die octavo ante calendas Aprilis, nox atque dies aequui sunt, est dies aequinoctium digitur. So before the 8th day of the first day of April, the calenda of April, it is the 8th day before the first day of April. Night and also day are equal. So that's called the spring equinox. It is this day is called aequinoctium, the equinox. Item similarly ante diem octavum calendas Octobres aequinoctium digitur, nam eo quoque die nox aequa est atque dies. Similarly, before the 8th day calenda of October, of the first day of October, is called equinoctium. So 8 days before October 1st is the fall equinox. For at that day, also the night is equal to the day. Okay, so the equinox means the day and night are equal. The solstice is where either the day is really long or the night is really long. Tempora anni sunt quattror, aestas et hiems, ver et autumnus. There are 4 times of the year. Aestas et hiems, summer and winter. Ver et autumnus, spring and fall. Aestas et tempus a mensa junio ad augustum, hiems a mensa decembre ad februarium. Aestas, summer is the time from months June to August, winter from the month December to February. Mensis Junius initium aestatis, December initium hiemis est. The month June is, take the is from over here, is the beginning of summer. This is genitive, possession. December is the start of winter, and we have genitive as well. Tempus a mortio ad maium vir digitur a mensa Septembri ad Novembrem autumnus. The time from March to May is called spring. The time from the month September to November is autumn. Spring makes a start from the month of March. Autumn begins from September. Okay? Alright, that is going to be all that we're translating today. I hope you guys have a good day.